Hi, it's Mark here for GEK, and if you're looking for some alternative options for recording audio and video, then look no further than Zoom. So today we are looking at the Zoom Q2N handy video recorder, the Zoom Q2N 4K handy video recorder, the Zoom Q4N handy video recorder, and the Zoom Q8 HD video and 4-track recorder. Now, obviously that's a lot of different numbers and names, and obviously we've got 4 different products on the table which we're going to compare. So we're going to have a little look at them. We're going to compare some footage. We'll get some nice close-up shots so you can see them in detail. And I'm going to give you my opinion of what I think is good and who it's good for, and just generally how good they are. Obviously, they're good alternatives if you're a vlogger, if you're a podcaster, and you don't want to be spending loads of money on these DSLR cameras. So let's do it. So I'm going to be interchanging some specs and some visuals as I'm talking. And first of all, I'm going to look at these two here. So this is the Zoom Q2N and the Zoom Q2N, which films in 4K. So the obvious difference between those two is the newer model is filming in 4K. That is coming in at a bit more money, and you are paying for that for the 4K privileges, but there is a few other things going on as well. So both of them are offering 180p. When this one's not in 4K, it's 180p, and this one's always 180p. But what this does is it offers 60 frames per second at 60 frames per second at 180p, while this one only offers 30 frames per second at 180p. So if you're looking to film slow motion, then you're going to need those 60 frames per second. So you want to be going for the 4K version. On the flip side to that, the 4K version has an f-stop of 2.8. and the non-4K version has an f-stop of 2. So if you're basically the f-stop, the aperture allows more light to come in. So if you're filming in lower light scenarios, you're going to be wanting to go for this one, which is the non-4K one, because that lets more light in. It has a wider aperture. The 4K version is also filming in HDR, which means your colors are going to be super vibrant, and it's got a bit more of a punch to it. And the only other real thing to mention is that the new 4K version has a wide-angle lens of 150 degrees, while the older version has a wide-angle lens of 160 degrees. So if you want that wider shot, you're going to want to be going for the older one. If you want a slightly, it's only minuscule shot, then you're going to want to be going for the new one. So basically, differences are 4K, which is an obvious benefit. It's filming in HDR, giving you that extra color, that extra punch. And also, it's giving you 180p at 60 frames per second. Negatives to that, you are going to be paying a little bit more for those privileges. On this side, it is a lot cheaper. It's giving you a wider angle lens at 160 degrees, and it's giving you that f-stop of 2 rather than the f-stop of 2.8, which meaning if you're going for low light, then that is going to suit you much better. So we should have a little look at some comparisons, and then we'll move on to these two. So all of the cameras are set up, but just for the moment, we're going to be looking at the Q2N and the Q2N 4K. So let's have a look at the Q2N. And now let's have a look at the Q2N 4K. So with this one, basically, all of the cameras are filming at their highest quality. So the 4K one is in 4K. This video on YouTube isn't in 4K, so it is downscaled to 180p. You should notice a difference, but obviously it is not true 4K. Now we go back to the Q2N. This is filming at 180p at 30 frames per second, which is pretty standard for most cameras. I'm just going to play a little bit of guitar, so you can check those audio levels. So I'll let you decide for yourself. Here's the Q2N again. This is filming at 180p at 30 frames per second, and this is the Q2N 4K, filming at 4K, but obviously downscaled to 180p on this YouTube video. Now, as you might be able to tell, I have taken off my shirt, and that is because I've been running around trying to chase the most annoying fly in the world, which is still in here. So please ignore the fly if you see it jumping around. Moving on, we are looking at these two beasts, and this is the Q4N and the Q8 with the lovely little handy 4-track recorder attached to it. Now, what are the differences? So before we get into the differences, let's look at some of the similarities. So they're both rocking a 160-degree wide-angle lens. They're both filming at an f-stop of 2, an aperture of 2, which is great for low light. That's really good. And they're both offering different an amalgamation and a range of different video formats. So I think that the best that it films at is 2.3K, which is above 2K. So that's a great picture quality, and we'll have a look at that in a bit. It's also worth mentioning that the two little beasts over here are running on mini SDs, while these two are rocking standard SD cards, which is super useful because they're just a lot more conventional. The mini SDs are used in things like GoPros, so most people will have them knocking around. But these obviously fit into DSLR cameras and are just a bit more functional and a bit easier to use. So looking at some of the differences now, the Q4N, the benefits of this is, one, it's more affordable, which, you know, again, depending on what you need, depends on which one of these you should go for. But this is more affordable than this. It's a little bit more basic, and I'll tell you why in a second, but it is more affordable. Interestingly enough, the Q4N offers you 10 light options. So they're both filming at an f-stop of 2, an aperture of 2, which is great for low light anyway. When I'm filming, we're always filming on 1.8 f-stops in here, and I like to keep the f-stop as low as possible. So these are doing really well, but the Q4N offers you 10 different light options depending on if you're in the sun or in the shade, or if you're in a dark club or something, while the Q8 only offers you 3. So a major benefit, if you're changing between lots of light scenarios, then you want to go for the Q4N. Saying that, as I said, they've both got an f-stop of 2, so they're going to be doing great in low light anyway. Now the Q8 has some awesome benefits to it. So let me just turn this around and you will see that on the back it has these XLR inputs. Now that's a game changer. Like, we film on DSLR cameras, a lot of vloggers and a lot of studios will film on them as well because they're so good. But what a lot of them lack are XLR inputs. They're rocking 3.3 millimeters, 3.5 millimeters. And it can be a nightmare getting microphones into them if you're out in the field and stuff. And so having that ability just to plug an XLR straight into it and capture audio is banging. It's really, really good, and I'm really impressed by that. Another thing this has is the ability here to, before I do that, if I look at the Q4N, basically here it has these microphones which you can swing around. You know, they're like crosshairs or whatever. But that's it. They are the microphones you will be using with this camera. Whereas what this has on top is the ability to pop this off, which is your cross microphones, and you can just whack on something else, a new one. So Zoom offer a whole array of different microphones depending on your needs. We have all of them here somewhere. I'm not sure where they are, and it depends what you need them for. I'll list them all in the description box below. But what this does have, also what Zoom offer, is this 2 more XLR inputs, turning this little camera into a 4-track audio recorder, which is awesome. I mean, technically, you know, you could film some, you know, if you're filming or bands or if you're filming performances, you've got 4 XLR inputs to go straight into your camera. So you haven't got to be matching audio up later or any of that hassle, which if you're an editor can be an absolute nightmare. So you've got a camera that's filming at 2.3K, offering you 4 XLR inputs, or you know, the ability to change different microphones, shotgun mics, etc., depending on what you need it for. So it's super versatile. And you've got, you know, you've always got your gain audio controls here. So it's really, really functional and really, really useful to use. And I am super, super impressed. Another thing that this comes with is this little attachment here. Let me just get it in. And it's in. And basically, this attachment allows you to like really easily attach it to like microphone stands and in places that like other cameras wouldn't be able to be. So I see these being super functional for like recording bands and stuff. You know, you can put it on a microphone stand and no one's going to even know it's there. And it's filming good low light at HD 180p quality. So that's super cool. I'm super into that. So let's check out some comparisons between these two as well, and let's see what they look like. Both of these cameras are filming at 2.3K, so above 180p. We thought we would film at the best all these cameras have to offer, the best quality. But obviously, again, this video is only rendered out and uploaded to YouTube at 180p HD, so it is not going to be the true quality of this footage. However, it should still look better than 180p, in theory. So let's go over to the 4N, which is this one. So this is what this sounds like, this is what this looks like. And then if we go over to the Q8, which is this one, this is what this sounds like, and this is what this looks like. So I'm going to play a little bit of guitar, and I'll change between them, naturally, and we'll see what the audio sounds like. So let's go to the Q4N. And the Q8. Okay, so opinion time. I will give you my opinion on what I think these are good for and who should be using them. I don't really want to go in and say I think this footage is better and that, because you can see for yourself from the examples that we put up and you can have your own judgment on that. So I'm just having a little look through the edit, and I'm going to go back on what I just said, and I am going to have a little bit of an opinion on the footage, because I think it's important to make it clear that these are affordable options. It is obvious that you know, when you pit those cameras against what we filmed these videos on, which are £600–700 DSLR cameras, these cameras are going to perform better. That's not what these zoom cameras are about. They are affordable, super affordable, quick, you know, super functional, versatile cameras that are great if you just need something to capture some good audio and some good footage on. So I thought it was important to say that. Back to the video. What I will say is that if you're filming in low light, you're going to want to be picking the cameras that have the f-stop of 2, because that's going to be better in low light than an f-stop of 2.8. So that would technically take out the 4K one. However, 4K is super important, and it's not at the moment. It's not super important, but it's definitely coming up. You know, you see more and more channels going into 4K, and so although it's an f-stop of 2.8, it's filming at 4K, so you're going to be getting better picture quality. So if you're after better picture quality, then obviously going for the 4K one. However, that is going to be more pricey to buy than this one example, which is like 80 or 90 quid less. Looking at these two, this one is offering you the option of changing the audio and adding 2 more tracks and XLR tracks as well, giving you this is a 4-track audio recorder, not just a camera, which is great. You know, it's super great. However, this one is giving you more versatility in terms of light options and is more affordable. And if you're just wanting to capture 180p video, and you know you just want to capture pretty good audio, these are good audio recorders, then you don't need to buy that one. There's no point. And if you want to be moving around, then I'd pick these ones. If you want just like something in a rehearsal room, if you want to be recording static footage of you playing guitar, etc. on your own, then I would pick these ones. So it really does come down to what you need these for. Now, for me, as a videographer who's moving around, that needs to change audio, that needs to be getting the best in terms of light and everything, and to be honest, I'm not bothered about 4K at the moment. It is coming. It will be coming, and it will be important. But I'd be rocking this just for the fact that it's got XLR inputs and a 4-track recorder. I think that is absolutely banging. But it's your call. It's totally up to you. I'd love to know your opinions below, and if you've used these, what you think of these, please pop us a comment. And if you found this helpful and if you liked it, drop us a like, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I shall see you very soon. Have a great day. See you later. The bloody fly. Now, as a vegan, I shouldn't kill flies. And I didn't kill it, just in case anyone's. But it is really bugging me.